What is good, beautiful people? Hop on here for another little message because I have been really enjoying doing these lately. So this one is going to be about my answer to my poll this morning about being introverted versus being extroverted. So if you were to kind of look at this question, very objectively and answer this and be honest and aware of yourself, it's a pretty simple and fairly simple answer to this question. For me personally, I am super introverted, and I think the key that I've actually realized over the years is that there's absolutely nothing wrong with being either or, right? Fundamentally, that's just who you are as a person, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think what actually ends up coming to be wrong with it is then thinking you should be the other. Or should I say more so, I think the problem becomes identifying with what you personally think an introvert is, who they are, and what they do, and who you think an extrovert is, who they are, and what they do, and then kind of customizing or curtailing your actions and who you are based upon identifying with that. So at least that's where the flaw was in my thinking. So pretty much my whole life, obviously that's just who I am as a person fundamentally. I always thought there was something wrong. Like I didn't want to be an introvert. Like I always wanted to be, because I thought society and friends and girls and people in general just liked people that were extroverted, and I had that mindset, right, that people liked extroverts more than introverts, because I always maybe just thought of myself as being weird as an introvert. So I was like, oh man, woe is me, kind of to an extent, I wish I was born an extrovert. And so the flaw beneath that way of thinking was that there were these traits, right, that I thought were character traits that extroverts had. Like they were outgoing, they could talk to anyone, they were very sociable, they were confident, they were confident. That was the big one for me, that I personally was lacking or didn't have. And I thought that these people were born with them, like extroverts are born with them, or it was easier for them to develop. And then I actually started realizing that these aren't character traits. They're not stuff, I've talked about this before, but these aren't things that you're born with. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's, being relatable, being sociable, being able to talk to strangers is actually a skill set rather than something you're born with, rather than a character trait. So when I started realizing that these are actually skill sets, and they're like a muscle, right, that you could work at and become better at. And I started becoming more relatable and sociable and confident, and I exercise these, right? I put myself in situations where I could actually become more confident, right? I was actually, whether it was from work or whether it was from, telling myself this, but I didn't come to realize this because I kind of identified with being this type of person. So what made me realize it was actually practicing it, like putting into practice into my life rather than theorizing it, right? So pretty much a long-winded way of me saying that I actually found a lot of strength through being an introvert. Like that's actually where I find a lot of value and solace and reflection on my days. It gives me clarity and peace of mind to then be able to make the right decision in this moment, in the future, moving forward, that best fits my current life situation. So I realized that I used to think that being an introvert used to be my greatest flaw or my biggest downfall of the way that I thought about myself, into realizing that being an introvert is actually my greatest strength and my greatest blessing. And I find a lot of strength and power through being introverted. So, and I actually couldn't change it even if I wanted to, because that's just who I am. And I love that about myself. So I hope this provided some value in some type of way. And if not, that's okay too. But this helped me. So hope you have a great day, guys. And I will see you in the next one. Love you. Peace.